here with Representative Reese Moscoso from the 1st District. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good. So almost 2 weeks. That's just about it. The budget passed over the weekend, and it was a very severe budget, lots of cuts. And then you and your freshman colleagues got together and started working on a bill that you introduced this week. First, tell me what the 11 and 11 is.
Well, the 1111 refers to the 11 freshman Democrats in 2011. It's a name we came up with during our orientation back in December. The bill you're referring to has to do with closing tax loopholes here in the state. As we saw the budget developing and worrying about the fact that it looked like no one was going to seriously go after these loopholes, we thought we would try it ourselves. We wanted to have an impact as well as make a contribution to the budget. Everyone's talking about loopholes, but no one was doing anything about it.
So
we
what
decided,
is a loophole?
A loophole is just a legal way for, in this case, for corporations not to pay taxes in the state of Washington.
Okay, so what loophole are we talking about in this bill?
These are B&O taxes that out-of-state banks, they got an exemption to not have to pay B&O taxes on the interest from mortgages here in the state of Washington.
I pay my mortgage, and I'm paying capital and interest, and the interest part that the bank gets, they don't have to pay a tax on. Is that what you're telling me?
That's correct, yes.
Wow, so does this happen anywhere else in the States?
My understanding is that we're the only state that's doing this. We're giving a break to very wealthy banks that don't need this break here in the state of Washington if they're paying it in other states.
Now, if this bill went through and the state got this money, what would it do with it?
We're talking about $160 million per annum. We're proposing that it be used on K through 3 education in the state of Washington. There's a lot of things that the money could be used on, but there's not enough money to do everything, and we believe that education is the best way to address that problem. This money would provide for about 3,200 more teachers from K through 3.
So we're talking about reducing class sizes and paying more attention to individual kids.
Yes, reduce class size. I think that we would reduce it by at least 1, possibly 2 students per class.
Well, that's pretty significant.
I think it is, yes.
There is another part to this bill, which is about the sales tax for out-of-state shoppers, and that would also be eliminated. They would have to pay a tax.
Yes, they would.
Okay. But there is the initiative that Iman put out, and it was passed by the voters, that says that you need a 2/3 vote to raise any sort of revenue, and this would be raising revenue. So
yes, that would be Initiative 1053, and the initiative does allow us to raise revenue with the 2/3 vote, as you said, and I would like to hope that some of our colleagues across the aisle would be willing to recognize the need to do this, particularly given where this revenue would come from. It's coming from, again, out-of-state banks and other people from out of state who should be paying fair taxes just like the in-state citizens are paying. We are talking to our colleagues across the aisle. I have several friends of myself that I have had this discussion with, and I would like them to come to the same understanding I do, that it's better for us to choose our own children over out-of-state banks. I know that sometimes they may have an ideology that prevents them from wanting to raise revenue in that manner, but I think we found a way that we're looking at a revenue source that doesn't come from in-state and still provides us with the means to do what we need to do for the citizens of Washington State, and I really hope that they would come across and see the need to do this. This is not about ideology, it's about doing something for the children of our state.
great. Well, it sounds like a great idea. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
See you next time.
Mm-hmm.